What happens when a horror artist transforms everybody's favourite little green fuzzy alien wrinkly shriveled prune Baby Yoda? That's one way to describe him. What happens when I transform it into something horrific? I'm taking the cute Baby Yoda and turning it into an alien hellspawn abomination, because that's what I do. I'm also going to be reading a creepypasta about an alien in just a moment, so you'll definitely want to stick around for that because it's a really cool story. But first, I wanted to have a quick chat about the artwork, because I actually really liked how this one turned out. I don't know if I should be happy or if it's depressing, because I'm drawing new artworks every week, and it's kind of a rare occurrence that I'm pleasantly surprised with how a drawing turned out. Sometimes things just work out, so I'll take the win. It's like when you go to one of those crappy action movies because nothing else is out. It's probably starring Vin Diesel. You have zero expectations. You know the storyline is going to be practically non-existent, but some explosions go off, some crazy action happens, and you leave the cinema thinking, you know what? I didn't actually hate that. And how is Vin Diesel still in movies? Strange. I think maybe that's what the lesson is for this artwork. Sometimes you've got to keep your expectations in check. I came off drawing two quite detailed and time-consuming artworks. The Ben Drowned drawing and the Eyeless Jack drawing. Both of them, I put a lot of time and I had high expectations, and while I am reasonably happy with how they turned out, I definitely wasn't 100% happy. So coming into this drawing, I had no expectations. I was just ready to have some fun, and things worked out. It's definitely important, in my opinion, to do that with your art sometimes. Go for the crazy ambitious pieces from time to time, put everything into it, but do expect that sometimes that's going to be really draining for you, and it's good to space that out with some more simple drawings and just have fun. I got some inspiration from the Alien movies with the chest bursting aliens. I thought that'd be kind of cool to be bursting out of Yoda's face, because, you know, why not? That just seems to be something I enjoy drawing. I don't know what that says about me. But I think that's enough from me. It's time to jump into the story, which is written by Cyanwrites, aka Dark Cyan, aka Dank Cyan. How many names do you need? Pick one. I'll leave links down below so you can go support the author. They've written multiple stories, so if you enjoy this one, definitely go check out more of their work. Links down below. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps out in the YouTube algorithm, and also drop a comment down below because I'm always open to suggestions for future characters I should corrupt, and you guys come up with some really good ideas. So if you've got something you want me to draw, drop it in the comments down below. And be sure to subscribe because I upload new videos like this every week and you won't want to miss them. But let's jump right into the story. Enjoy. The Alien. The following passage is taken from the notebook of Officer Miles Bradbury, 17th of April, 2013. We were called out to investigate a forest fire. Of course, when we got there, we saw government agents who merely told us to secure a perimeter and gave us fake details to spout to anyone who tried to come close. My close colleague, Jake, and I were a little annoyed by this. We passed the tedious hours chatting. It didn't take long for the government agents to come up during conversation. So what do you think they're doing back there? I asked. Weapons testing, I'll bet. I doubt that it's weapons testing. It could count for the smoke, but why do that in the middle of the forest? Why not a moor? Or out at sea, somewhere safe? You're right. Weapons testing doesn't really make sense. I might go take a look. If they'll let you. My friend was silent after that. I wish I had have known what was going on in his head. I might have tried to stop him if I had. The next day, he wasn't at his post, so I stood alone for the entire morning shift. During my lunch break, he approached me. He was different. It wasn't just the fact that his clothes and face were dirty and covered in some kind of slime. It wasn't just how exhausted he was, or even that he was shaking. It was the look in his eyes. I've never seen anything like it. The only way I could describe it was that there was a madness in his eyes, a frantic desperation or something, constantly at war with an intense, debilitating fear of actually doing it. Between crazed gasps of breath, he uttered the words, "It's an alien." I'd have laughed if it weren't for his appearance. This was no laughing matter. "What?" I started. "You mean the little grey men?" He shook his head. "No, not like that. These were something bigger. Not size, but just greater than us. More powerful. We're ants in comparison to it. Humanity is nothing. We're nothing." He started to laugh, and cry, and shake. I backed away uneasily. The next moments, I'll never forget. He grabbed my porcelain mug from the table, poured the contents onto the floor, shattered it against the table, and rammed the jagged remains into his throat. I rushed forward and tried to stop him, but it was too late. He was bleeding profusely. He gripped hold of my hand so tight that it hurt, and didn't let go until he had finished choking to death on his own blood. I didn't move for the next 20 minutes, even when the others found us. I was under suspicion for his death. Of course I was. When the government types saw the slime on his clothes, they were even more eager to convict me. I was determined to get to the bottom of this. I didn't think I could sleep again until I had. They took me to a spare room and kept a guard posted, with orders to not let me so much as move. Of course, he told me in confidence that he didn't really believe I was guilty. I desperately took advantage of this. When enough time had passed and he began to grow complacent, I got up and beat him unconscious. Or I killed him. I'm not sure. I didn't even stop to think about it long enough to feel any kind of guilt or remorse. I had to get to the smoke, no matter what. After several minutes of trekking, I started to feel vulnerable. And not just from the possibility of getting caught by my fellow police officers or the government. I felt as if a million eyes were staring at me with killing intent. I felt like every molecule of air around me was a predator so dangerous that preyed on humans. My dead colleague's words came back to me. I literally felt like an ant staring up at a human's boot. The feeling only grew stronger the closer I got to the smoke. My chest was aching, my spine was tingling, my forehead was burning. The symptoms of my anxiety were so severe, I felt like I was walking through a desert. I had to breathe slowly and deeply to calm myself down. But it still wasn't enough. Every step I took was a great effort. In through the nose, out through the mouth, one foot in front of the other. I finally made it to the clearing and saw what was causing the smoke. When you see UFOs on TV, they look like discs, or triangles, or flashing lights, all things you've seen before. What was in front of me, I knew without a doubt was a UFO, even though I'd never seen anything like it. It was a craft such as one that humanity would never be capable of making. I had little knowledge of science, but I knew that this craft was capable of travelling past the speed of light. Just looking at it, I realised that everything we think we know about physics is wrong. I couldn't go any further. I turned back into the forest and sat down. That's when I wrote this. I wanted to uncover why my friend died. But now, if any of you government people find this notebook, keep it to yourselves. I don't want anyone else reading this. I don't want the truth getting out. Humanity is not ready for this, and they never will be. After I've written this, and once I've gathered my courage, I'm going to look inside the UFO. The following passage is taken from the notes of Dr. Osman. 9th of July, 2013. Miles Bradbury isn't too strange a case. He constantly harps on about seeing an alien. It's when he gets into detail that things start to get interesting. Of course, most of the time he's just babbling and stammering for his entire interview, but when he talks about the alien, he describes it as being beautiful, perfect, gigantic but not in size, and other such praises. He says that it is a higher form of life than humanity, and could destroy us all with little effort, if required. In fact, during a few interviews, he stops here and merely starts screaming, "Humanity is nothing," over and over at the top of his lungs, until we sedate him. He shows no signs of brain damage or physical trauma, no history of episodes or disorders. This was all caused by some kind of psychological trauma the night before he was brought in, after killing 2 fellow officers. This patient has very little chance of recovery. It's troubling. There's seemingly no cause for this condition. I literally cannot think of a single reason on this earth that a man could snap this violently. I hope you enjoyed that creepypasta. Now I'm just finishing up the drawing. I'm doing the blood effects, and then I'll do some white highlights with my Signo white gel pen to finish it off. Now that the video is almost over, it's probably a safe time to admit, seeing as most people have probably clicked off this video, that I haven't actually watched The Mandalorian. I was talking earlier about having low expectations is sometimes good because then you're pleasantly surprised. Well, now I just feel like I'm doomed to watch The Mandalorian because everyone says it's so great. My expectations are so high that it's probably not going to live up to that, and I'll go into it, I'll watch it, and I'll be disappointed. So great, I've stuffed that up for myself. I have seen some parts of different episodes when I've been walking past and other people have been watching it, so I do know a bit of what's kind of going on, but I really should sit down and watch the whole series properly. That would be the better experience. If it was on Netflix, I would have done that, but it's on Disney Plus, and I don't have Disney Plus, so I'll probably wait for more seasons to be out, and then just binge it all. Sometimes it's good to wait on a series and come to it late because you just get to watch it all at once. You don't have to wait a year between each season, which is frickin' annoying. So I might play the long game, hold out on it for now, and then start watching it when season 20 is finished. Anyway, I think that's about it for this drawing. I want to thank my patrons for supporting the channel. You guys on screen right now are freaking awesome. I really appreciate you guys, and it really helps out, so thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got a bunch of really cool drawing videos planned, so definitely stick around for them. I've got an Attack on Titan drawing in the works, probably for next week, so if you're a fan of anime drawings, stick around for that one. But that's it for this video, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.